Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
Hey, it's Coffee Ann on ON Radio, and it's Tuesday morning. It's March 21st, first full day of spring in 2023, and it looks like it'll feel like spring a little later on. Might hit 60 degrees later.
Yes.
So, hey, pretty nice. All right, this is Joe Callahan. Thanks for joining us. Ed Carew is here. Good morning to you, Ed.
Good morning.
And Linda Tebow's here. Good morning to you, Linda.
Good morning.
And before we get into the important things to talk about, let's hear from Ed Carew and the Carew Investment Group, our first segment sponsor, Coffee Ann.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Good morning, everyone. Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group, 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket, at the corner of Clinton and Cumberland Streets. The Carew Investment Group, we offer personal investment management of client accounts, and depending on what you're looking for, whether it's to enhance your current income, a 401k rollover, or retirement income, we'll put together a plan just for you. And we focus on using quality dividend-paying stocks of companies that you know, investment quality bonds, exchange-traded mutual funds, and of course we use the advantages offered by IRAs. You can contact Paul or myself at the Carew Investment Group anytime for a free no-obligation portfolio review at 765-8880. Our office again is at 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket, and the phone number again is 765-8880. You can also email me at ed@carewinvestmentgroup.com or visit the website at www.carewinvestmentgroup.com. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
All right, Ed, thank you very much. Well, you probably heard Ed Cooley will not be at Providence College.
Oh, my. Yeah.
That was made official yesterday.
Ed Cooley what?
Ed Cooley, he's the head coach, or was the head coach of Providence College men's basketball.
Oh.
You didn't hear?
No.
Wow, it started yesterday afternoon. It's
Yeah.
just, this was the big news, well, in Rhode Island anyway.
Yeah.
And it had nothing, it affected the stock market in no way, Ed.
No.
So,
That's why I didn't hear about it.
well, he's going to go be the head coach at Georgetown University. So it irks me.
It irks
Linda.
me too. Were you
It irks me a
surprised?
lot.
I wasn't surprised, though.
No,
Were you?
no, because it was taking so long and so
Yeah.
long. I go, if he was staying, he would have come out and said,
I'm staying. Yeah.
But I remember, and I told Dave this morning, and it's in today's call by a nice story by Brendan McGare, and I heard it reported like last week, when he was still saying he was making his decision, everything was
Yeah.
up in the air, and what the story I heard was, and I forget who did it, but they just said he's going to go because his house in East Greenwich
Was up for
is now
sale.
up for sale.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Happens all the time. I remember when it happened in New England. It happened with the Patriots. Bill Parcells put his house for sale,
yeah.
and next thing you know, he's gone.
He's
I go,
gone,
it's gonna happen again.
Yeah. I wasn't surprised, but I was a little disappointed because I recall when he had been, when they went, was it last year they made the top 16?
Sweet 16 last year.
Sweet 16
Yeah.
last year. And, and he was making noises like, I'll be here forever. Kind of.
Yeah, and
I'll not leave here.
No,
This is my hometown. This is where I want to
he
be.
he was raised in Providence.
Yeah.
And
Went to school in Providence.
Went to school in Providence, and
Yeah.
came here in 2011, and he's been here a long time.
He's been here a long time.
But this is where he said he wanted to stay
Exactly.
and build championships here at Providence College, and we all said, "Great!" And this is the great
They
thing.
gave him an offer he could not refuse.
And I don't now. What we don't know is, what is going on at PC
Yeah.
that made him want to leave, or what did they offer him at Georgetown? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm sure
but I was just hoping
probably
that
a lot more money.
well, probably that, and he's taking over a tough situation. Georgetown's been lousy the last couple of
Really?
years. Yeah. And we did get a note that was written in. It says, wow, Cooley gone. Very surprising, especially because they have no one waiting in the wings. Well, there's always their assistant
Yeah.
coaches.
Yeah.
But who knows if they'll be promoted. And what kind of effect will this have on the recruiting program? It's already affected it.
Yeah.
There's already been one player that was coming in as a freshman, said, forget it.
Yeah.
what's the word? I'm decommissioned myself,
Yeah.
or whatever the word
Well,
is.
yeah.
He's not coming.
Yeah.
And he put himself back out there. Okay, what other schools were recruiting me?
Probably Cooley will get him at
Maybe at
Georgetown.
Georgetown. And what will it do for the players that are still here
Right. How about
that are not
what's
graduating?
the one that Hopkins?
Bryce Hopkins, yeah.
I
who
wonder if
came
he'll
here.
go back.
Will he follow?
No, but I mean, go back.
Oh,
to
back
the
to Kentucky?
Kentucky.
I don't
Yeah.
think he'll do that. But it just makes you wonder. Well, you just can't jump from school to school.
No.
There's a waiting period. You can't play
Oh,
for
that's
a little
right.
while.
Yeah, you're not eligible right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't see a lot of PC players jumping to Georgetown
Yeah.
just to sit out a year
Yeah.
and do nothing, unless they're a freshman or sophomore.
Yeah.
So, but it's very surprising, but you just don't know what was offered and what was going on at PC, and it's a better deal,
And
I guess.
what Nardolillo, the
He's the athletic
director, said that he will not go after any coach within the Big East.
Yeah, that's the unusual that
That
he
they
switched
said,
over.
to.
So
yeah.
it'll be amazing what happens when Georgetown comes to Providence.
Oh, I don't think
next
he'll be
year.
welcome. What did he
I
say?
don't know.
I don't think he'll get a sounding, a big round of applause when he comes
You
back.
might get a smattering.
Yeah,
Yay.
that's about it. Yeah, I don't
So
think
we'll see
he'll.
what happens. So
And they come a few
we're-
times, don't they?
no,
Georgetown?
just once.
Oh, is it just once?
Yeah, and we go there just
We go
once.
there. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
so we'll be.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're licking our wounds right now, Ed.
Yeah.
And I did post this yesterday. I'm just sick and tired of coaches that come to Providence and just use it as a springboard to go somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I didn't think Cooley was going to be that way. He stayed here a lot longer than others.
Yeah.
But once again, he's used it to move on.
Yeah.
Rick Pitino did this. Rick Barnes used this.
Yeah.
A few others.
Well, someone that went to UConn from
Dan Hurley used it,
yeah.
and they used PC. It's just I want to
Yeah.
go somewhere else from here,
Yeah.
and it drives you crazy.
Well,
So
our
whenever the-
politicians do it. So.
So whenever the coach says I'm here for the long term, never believe them.
Yeah, well, and he said,
I don't
it,
believe
like,
you,
oh my
so-
God, I love this school.
Oh yeah, I love this.
my
Oh
pride.
yeah,
I love
this is the
I love-"
best.
Yeah, but like you said earlier, you don't know if there's something going on over there.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so, has something happened at Providence College with the president or with the athletic director, who's relatively new? So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but since I don't know, I still get to feel mad.
Yes, exactly.
So
yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
All right, Ed.
Yes, sir.
I heard yesterday on one of our news reports, the Silicon Valley Bank, the FDIC tried to sell it, and no one wanted it.
Right.
Wow. So now they're splitting it into two. Two what? Two separate banks to make it more lucrative to other banks to buy it? I didn't understand. Okay, I didn't understand. How are we splitting this one bank into two?
I haven't heard that they're going to split it
No?
into two.
Oh, I heard that. Yes. Okay. Oh, I got one up on Ed. Yeah, we'll split it to make it look more lucrative. How?
I don't know.
No? Okay.
I
Got at a loss.
don't know what to tell you.
Okay. All right. Now I saw what you wrote over the weekend, and it's called the cockroach theory.
Yeah, cockroach theory.
And so explain what the cockroach theory is.
Do tell.
Well, when you see one cockroach
yeah.
in a house or something, you better keep looking because
'Cause there's a
there
lot
is
more.
always more cockroaches.
Okay.
Well, it's the same thing when in our business we call it the cockroach theory. When
banks.
something unexpected comes up and they say, "Oh, it's only this one bank." Keep
No.
looking,
Yeah.
okay? Because there are others.
Yeah.
So that's the cockroach theory.
So do you see others falling?
Well, you had Signature Bank went
Yeah.
down, so
Yeah.
that's two. First Republic is having a really difficult time. Jamie Dimon from J.P. Morgan Chase and about half a dozen other banks deposited over the weekend $30 billion into First Republic,
Yeah, I saw that.
like to show a show of faith in the
Okay.
company. Didn't help. The stock has really gotten crushed. It's down around $12 close yesterday.
All right.
The high was 175 or so.
Wow.
Not long ago. Well, a year ago. And now he's trying to organize some other people to, they're trying to either sell it to someone or they're trying to put up more money for it to support the bank. Yeah. So
All
we'll
right.
see where that goes. But there could be others.
Wasn't there something in Europe too with a bank there? Too?
Oh yeah, Credit Suisse. Well, they've been in trouble ever since I've been a broker.
Okay, all right. I thought it was part of the
I mean,
cockroach
it
thing.
goes way. You know, they're the original cockroach. You know.
Oh, okay.
You know,
all
they,
right.
they get so they're getting bought out by another Swiss bank,
yeah,
UBS.
yes, yeah.
But you know, an article came out from our newswire. When is this? 3/16, which was last Thursday or Friday? Thursday. The government knew. It says here, FDIC Chairman Martin Grunberg recently outlined the risks of banks holding unrealized losses before the Silicon Valley Bank collapsed.
Yeah. Wow.
Back on the end of 2000, on March 6th, this is what he was talking to the International Bankers Committee on March 6th, and he said that at the end of 2022, there were over $600 billion worth of losses on the books of U.S. banks.
Wow.
From losses because of interest rates ratcheting up and bond prices coming down. You know, that's the way it works. So they knew about it. They weren't looking for the cockroaches.
I guess not.
No.
And they kept quiet about it.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
got the
yeah.
exterminator in there.
All right. Now, Ed, so Senator from Massachusetts, Elizabeth Warren,
Yeah.
she wants an independent federal investigation of the banking regulatory system.
Well, that's a surprise.
She goes on to claim that large financial institutions are the problem, noting that big banks are not required to follow the same rules as smaller ones must follow. Do you think is that a true statement?
Big banks have much more stringent rules that they have to follow compared to smaller banks.
Okay, so she's incorrect then.
If what you read is
Large
correct.
financial institutions are the problem, noting that big banks are not required to follow the same rules that smaller ones must follow.
Big banks have to do a stress test every year, a couple times a year, I think, but at least once a year they do a stress test using their capital, their net capital that they have, and the government uses all kinds of tests of worst case scenarios that can happen, and how does your bank, how's your bank going to do under these conditions? And all of the big banks pass the test.
Okay.
Okay, so you know, if that statement is what she said, that's not correct.
Okay. All
The
right.
smaller banks don't have as many.
As much.
Right.
Okay, we did have another
They
note.
call them
in.
SIPI banks.
SIPI?
Yeah, systematically important banks, right? So that's what the SIPI, systematically important. I don't remember what it's named, but
All
anyway,
right.
the big banks go under the SIPI rules.
So that's like J.P. Morgan and Chase and Bank of America.
Citibank, Bank of
Citibank,
America, the
okay.
two strongest banks in the country, from what I'm able to read, are J.P. Morgan Chase. They call them having a fortress balance sheet.
Mm-hmm.
The second strongest bank would be Bank of America.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two strongest. Then you've got you got the other guys, Citi, and you get, Wells Fargo is in there, and stuff like that.
All right.
But even some mid-sized banks put money. I say donated. They didn't donate, but they put up money into that $30 billion that JP Morgan, spearheaded over the last weekend. One of the banks, Truist Bank in North Carolina, they put some money up, and they're a mid-size. So it's not only the really big guys, but there are others that are smaller that are strong enough that they were able to help out.
All right. Back to Ed Cooley. We got a note called in 766-1240 about Ed Cooley. This is a severe blow to the basketball program at Providence College. I am shocked, and it will be, especially in terms of recruiting.
Oh, sure.
Because now
Absolutely.
high school seniors now
Yeah.
or next year may just the recruiting will become more difficult, and I guess the only way you can get some kids to come here is, like Bryce Hopkins. You want to go to Kentucky and sit on the bench? You want to come to Providence and play.
Yeah.
well, you want to play.
Yeah, right. So he did.
So
and he
maybe we
did.
can get
Yeah.
people to come here,
Yeah.
but maybe their talent isn't as good.
Yeah.
So we're it's rebuilding time, Linda.
Yeah.
It's time to go to the bottom of the Big
Yeah.
East again and
Yeah.
try to come back up to the top. So I mean, but they get back a few players from next year. So, but isn't it weird how bad they played over the last
Yes,
5 to 6
yeah.
games?
You know,
It's
and
like
I
weird.
don't, I don't follow basketball like as I do with hockey and
Yeah.
baseball and football, but when the it's a big deal
Yeah.
that the Friars were involved with, these big tournaments. So
Mm-hmm.
you watch.
You watch and you're like, they started off so well this year.
They
and
really
like,
did.
They just
They really did.
kind of fell apart, and
Yeah.
right down the stretch there, starting in
Yeah.
March. All right, we're gonna take a break on the Coffee and program. More coming your way, but Ed Carew, time for a second message from the Carew Investment Group.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's your time again.
Guess so. Jeepers creepers. Thanks again, Joe. Good morning again, everyone. Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group, 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. Telephone number is 765-8880. And if you're looking for an investment firm to put you first and works hard on your behalf, I'd like you to consider us. We're right here in Woonsocket, and we've been in business since 1987. So you don't have to go out of town for an experienced advisor. Or work with an advisor based in Boston or New York or who knows where, probably someone you're never going to meet. And we encourage our clients to come to the office and sit down with us as often as they like. Why? Because we like to do business the old-fashioned way. We want to get to know you on a more personal basis so that we're more attuned to your financial needs. So if you're interested in speaking with us for a free no-obligation consultation to find out more about how we'll invest your money, you could call me or Paul at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
Very good, Ed. More of the Coffee and program coming your way. Comments and questions can be called in at 766-1240.
For an Allstate agent, providing protection options that fit your life is something they take, well, personally. Allstate agents are committed to learning about your needs and helping customize protection to meet them. From bundling your home and auto insurance with ease to evaluating optional coverage, your Allstate agent can help build an insurance proposal that fits your life. And just as important as learning what you need is learning what you don't. Because helping you get coverage you want with savings you deserve is what Allstate is all about. It's time to get coverage that's catered to you. Are you in good hands? Call Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. One telephone number, 765-5000. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
ON Radio.
It is Coffee and on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. And this is Joe Callahan here with Linda Tebow and Ed Carew. And Ed was just telling us that the Feds are meeting today and tomorrow. The Federal Reserve meetings.
The Federal Open Market Committee meeting.
All
yes.
right, and they'll be discussing whether or not they should raise the interest rate
Big
again.
guns. Yeah.
And Ed believes that they just might raise it once again another quarter of a percentage point.
Mm-hmm.
So will they do that? We'll have to wait and see. Their minds are bigger than ours.
Tune in next week.
Yeah, to find out if Ed's. I think that's what they're going to do. So okay. Now, things that are going on. I mean, how many times have you heard that? It started this past weekend. Maybe it started on Friday. Oh, gee, this guy's going to be arrested this coming Tuesday.
Yeah,
Who tells people when they're going to be arrested?
exactly.
And now we just heard on the news that people are gathering in New York City. I don't know, at Trump Plaza or Trump Tower or wherever, getting ready to protest in case he ever is arrested. I'm like, this is so bizarre. Because he might not be, right?
They're probably not ready to it.
And then
they have another witness.
and then I'm hearing, I heard yesterday, he might turn himself in. Why would he do that? So Ed, will he be arrested? Do you think he'll be arrested today? Trump we're talking about.
I don't know if he'll be arrested today, but
Yeah.
it's not unusual to let someone know that they're going to be arrested on a certain time.
Yeah?
Certain day. Yeah. It allows them to get certain affairs in order
Yeah.
ahead of time. It wouldn't happen to you or me. They just pick
Well,
us up,
right.
throw us in a clink. That's it.
Yeah, that's right.
But I'm talking about, rich people or, famous people or something like
Yeah.
that. As long as they're not a flight risk. If they're a flight risk, it's a different
It's
story.
different. Okay.
But somebody like that, plus they have to coordinate it. He was a president. He's a former
I know.
president. So
Who
they
does
have
that?
to coordinate it with the Secret Service. He's
yeah.
got Secret Service protection. So no, it's not unusual. And would he?
Wow.
Why would he want to turn himself in? Well, if he went and say, "I'll be there at 2:00 at the Attorney General's office or,
Right,
or
right.
wherever,
Yeah.
or at the pizza shop on 47 and 3rd."
Yeah.
And so he would turn himself in instead of having the perp walk or whatever you want to call it. I mean,
Yeah,
he would just
yeah.
turn himself in and say, "Okay, I'm here. Now, what are you going to do? You going to fingerprint me, take the mugshot?
Well, yeah. We'll put you in the cell.
Right.
You're going
And
to
let
release
you
me on
go.
bail? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let you go. I mean, there's no such thing as bad publicity. Think about it. He's getting
He's getting plenty of it now.
he's getting plenty of publicity, isn't he?
And we heard all day yesterday how the New York police and others were getting ready because they were worried
Yeah.
about there might be violent protests that this is going to be happening. And
It's happened.
yeah, and Trump even said, "I want protests."
Yes, he did.
At least that's what he says on his social media platform that he started.
Yeah.
I don't follow him on that. Truth something? Is that what it's called?
Truth Social, I think it
Is
is.
that what that's called? Okay. So we wait and see if this will actually happen. It'll be a precedent, right? I can't remember any
President
No
arrested.
president.
president
I
being
don't
arrested
think so.
for
No.
anything.
But you know,
It's never happened before.
with all that's going on in this world,
Well, yeah.
with all that's going on in this world,
Makes you think, is this a distraction for,
I-
hey,
i- is this,
we should be looking someplace else?
should this be the headline news?
Well, yeah, you're right.
Well, it's one way to keep Joe Biden off the front page, or at least off part of the front page.
Yep. Now, wouldn't he get some good press if he came out and pardoned Trump? Wouldn't that be funny? Pull a Gerald Ford. Said he's pardoned for
But all of
anything he might have done.
But they all all the Republican candidates seem to be speaking not in favor of him, but saying why.
And why now?
It's so
Yeah.
political. It's a political thing, I
Ooh,
think.
uh-huh.
And why now? Why now?
I don't know.
The only thing that I can think of that he may be that may be a crime. I mean, I don't think there's a crime in dating porn star Stormy Daniels or whoever.
It's the amount of money.
It's where did the money come from?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Did it come from
Campaign
campaign funds?
Oh,
That's the problem.
Right.
yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, you can't. It shouldn't
Exactly.
be used for that.
I mean, I don't care what you pay her.
But he's got enough money to pay it out of his pocket.
Yeah, but did he or
Well,
didn't he? That's the
Yeah,
thing.
I don't know.
They've
I
been
don't know.
digging into this for 6 years or,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe they finally
Yeah.
came up with,
Some paper trail of some
Yeah.
kind?
well, I don't know.
But that's the thing. Basically it's a campaign finance thing, and as I said, what's all that's going on in this world today?
And so, okay,
is it such a huge matter that we must do this now?
if he is arrested, and let's say he's convicted of this,
Mm.
that he did use the money from his campaign funds, I mean, what kind of punishment is he going to get?
I don't know.
A month in prison?
I heard Alan Dershowitz,
Yeah,
the
the
attorney,
lawyer,
yeah,
yeah.
famous attorney. He was interviewed yesterday, and he says he thinks that it's very, very slim chance of him being arrested and convicted. Mm-hmm. He says, but you never know. He says in New York, he says it's possible that a ham sandwich could be arrested and convicted.
Yeah.
He said,
Yeah.
on any given day.
All right, so we wait and see on that one. And
That's it.
does anyone remember how much money is he supposedly have paid her?
$130,000.
Yeah.
Is that the amount?
That's what it is.
I wonder how
yeah.
they came up with that amount.
Enough to shut her up, I guess.
I mean, but it's just why not 150
I know.
or 200? 130 just seems like an odd
Yeah.
number to pay. But okay,
I won't hold my breath.
on him being arrested.
Anyway, yeah,
All right.
I
So
don't really care.
So Linda wanted to bring this up, and if you watch any kind of any kind of TV, the amount of ads for the online betting in Massachusetts is incredible, and it doesn't. You don't even have to be watching TV.
No.
If you go online, it's all there, and it's like between FanDuel and DraftKings and MGM and the others. There's like 7 of them.
Right.
Come bet with us, and boy, you're just gonna make a gazillion dollars. 'Cause it's all easy, and if you bet $5, boy, we're gonna give you 1,000. You are? It doesn't seem right. So there's a state senator from Quincy, Massachusetts. Now he doesn't want to ban this advertising, but he wants to ban advertising that offers all those incentives to bet. So bet $5 with us, and we're going to give you more money to keep betting. That's what he wants to ban. Senator John Keenan, he's from Quincy, claims many ads are deceptive. And you got to read a lot in that small print.
Oh, yeah.
That's at the
Yeah.
bottom of the screen.
And quickly.
And quickly. I
Yeah.
mean, they got the big one up there. Oh, if you have a gambling problem,
Yeah.
that number's pretty large. But you
Yeah.
got to read what's under that,
Yeah.
and which is in smaller print.
Yeah.
His bill would ban advertisement that suggests people can bet, lose, but yet still win, which is what they're kind of promoting right now. He also wants guidelines implemented to limit advertising exposure to those under the age of 21. I don't know if they're running these ads during the daytime. I mostly only see it at night, but I'm not sure on that.
No, I think
You see it all the time?
it seems like they're on all the time. It
Are
seems
they running them during the talk shows that are on in the afternoon?
I mean, well, I'm not home to watch TV in the
Yeah.
daytime too much, but it seems they're on all the time.
Yeah.
And they say you must be 21 to bet.
Well, you do.
But how do they do that? How do they make sure?
I don't know, because you need a credit card. Now, you can get a credit card when you're 18 or 19.
You can. Kids, when my grandkids were in college, they had credit cards.
Yeah. So, and
They were 18, 19.
And I know, I don't know because I haven't done this.
Yeah.
So if you go online, obviously you got to put in your name and your address and your credit card number, and I know they're going to ask for your birth date. But how do they prove it?
How do they? That's my point. How do you prove it?
I don't know.
How do you prove it? Yeah, I just
you
think.
can put in a fake birth date,
Yeah,
and that makes you 21 or
Yeah.
22.
a lot of hoopla about betting. That's about gambling. It's just when I first saw that, there's such fanfare, and they've got all the big celebrities, and
Yeah.
what's that Hart?
Kevin Hart.
Kevin
and,
Hart
and
all.
LeBron James does
and
it too.
Yeah, now Gronk too. He's on
And
one too.
Gronkowski does it as
And
well.
it's like, oh my God, with all this fanfare, we surely must have come up with a cure for cancer or something, or something big, a famous, a good hospital for people, or
Not even close.
not even close, not even close. And it's such that gambling, it can really ruin families.
But we're being so wonderful because we're putting up the gambling helpline phone number.
Oh, I know, yeah.
in
yeah,
our ads,
yeah,
aren't we
yeah.
wonderful?
Yeah, I know, yeah.
No, I know they can
because it can become an addiction. Yeah,
And it can.
and it can, and it does,
and and yeah, they're allowed to make a living. I get it.
and I know
But,
Massachusetts is going to make a lot of money on
I'm sure
this.
the
They
state's
make
gonna
a lot of
ton
money
of
on
money.
this. Yeah, they're going to make a ton of money on this, and
And,
so I
and
guess
then-
that makes it okay.
And when it went live, there were a lot of people signing up for it.
I'm sure.
Oh man,
Sure.
I could bet from my phone from my house. This
Isn't
is
it? I don't even
great.
have to get off my couch.
Yes.
Look
and
at
I could
this.
I could bet on all the college basketball.
Yes,
This
yeah.
is awesome. So okay, that's what they're.
Yeah.
We'll see if this bill goes anywhere. It's just a bill right now. It has to
Yeah.
go through the House in the Senate.
And they're going to decide. And the thing is that the state's going to make so much money on it that that bill won't pass at all. Probably.
Yeah, we don't want to shoot ourselves in the foot here, now, do we? we like all our gambling partners.
Sure. Sure.
But a little less on the deceptive part. would be good. The whole, bet $5 and you're going to get $200. Well, what are they really offering? I just don't take the time to slow it down and read everything about it or sign up for it because I just don't want to do it. Plus, I have a wife that would kill me.
Well, no, that's
What are you doing?
What are you doing? No, and I think that it's done with such fanfare, and it's loud.
It's loud, and the young people
It grabs
like Kevin Hart, and
Well,
they
he's
like
funny.
LeBron, and they like the grind, and he is funny.
He is
I agree.
funny.
So they'll pay attention to what he's doing, and those ads are relatively amusing.
Yeah, now they've
until
got
you've seen
Poppy
him
on
for
there too. Poppy's
yes,
in one.
you're right. It's him and Zdeno Chara,
And Chara.
and there's a guy from the Celtics who I don't know.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one?
Yeah.
There's
and they even have a little gymnast too. The little gymnast.
Oh, is that who she
That's
is?
who she is, and I can't remember.
I don't know
yeah,
her
so
name.
the little gymnast is there.
They're all outside the garden.
And the guy
in-
that
in
sings.
Boston. The guy that sings the national anthem,
Todd is his name.
Angeli,
Yeah,
who sings the
yeah.
national anthem at
Yeah.
the Bruins games.
going
They're all
up
in
the
the
s-
same ad.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's comedian
What's his face? Lenny something. Yeah.
Lenny Clark.
Yeah, that guy.
He's like, he equates it to, you got to buy local, so you should be
Yeah,
buying
yeah.
local through FanDuel because that's a Boston-based, Massachusetts-based company. So
Yeah,
that's where you should put your bets through. And
It's hard to ignore.
yes,
They're really hard to ignore, and I'm sure they're grabbing attention of the kids.
they are, and I'm sure the kids
Everyone
are.
else.
I'm sure that the kids are now either practicing
Yeah.
how to do it,
Yeah.
and they can't wait till they're 18. You can do it for real, and
Yeah.
so, and I think that's what they're counting on. I think you got to grab the younger crowd that's coming up. Always go out new customers, right?
That'll help the banking crisis.
No, there'll be less money to put in the
Less
bank.
money.
That's
to put in the
a lot
bank,
less
right?
money. You're right. Okay, it is time for a break here once again on Coffee Ed, and we got more notes to get to. And it's time for a look at the forecast, which is being brought to you by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Sunny skies today with a high of 59 degrees. Tonight, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 35. Wednesday's weather partly sunny and 57 with light variable winds. Thursday, a 60% chance of showers, mainly in the afternoon, cloudy with a high of 59. Friday, more showers after showers on Thursday night, but ending Saturday, a 70% chance of more rain from another system. And then it's a chance of rain and snow later in the day on Saturday. Sunday, partly sunny and 50. Monday, a chance of rain, 30% chance this time, mostly sunny with a high of 53.
All right, currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, we have sunny skies and 38 degrees. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org. With the cold weather, your home may suffer different types of losses. Frozen water pipes may burst. Water heaters may leak. Dishwasher or washing machines may flood. Ice dams that cause damage or tree branches crashing through your roof. If you've endured a catastrophic insurance loss, then you need to contact Vern Rainville, Public Insurance Adjuster. Vern works for you, not the insurance company. Vern will work with the insurance company adjuster throughout the entire process. Vern can even get the insurance company adjuster to come back to your home if need be. Vern gets paid when you get paid, so there is no money out of pocket. Vern is licensed in Rhode Island and Massachusetts and works from Manville. Contact Vern 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 1-484-300-8495. 1-484-300-8495. If you have a loss, call Vern for a free consultation. 1-484-300-8495. So remember, if the water pipes have burst or the water heater is leaking, call Vern Rainville, Public Insurance Adjuster, at 1-484-300-8495.
Hi, I'm Kathy LaValle at The Honey Shop. Check out our Facebook page at The Honey Shop RI, and there you'll see a whole list of our new classes and lots of fun things to do. You could join us for making limoncello, pizzas, pasta making, cheese making, so many fun things to do and learn.
Thanks, Kathy. Folks, if you love food, you'll love the Honey Shop, right behind the Dunkin' Donuts at Park Square in Woonsocket.
Hi, this is Gary Smith. Join me for Do You Remember, Tuesday through Friday mornings at 9:30 here on ON Radio.
All right, it's Coffee and here on ONAM and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Linda Tebow and Ed Carew. All right, we want to get to a note that's been sent in. This is from the Providence Journal. I think it was in over the weekend, talking about nursing homes, Linda. And it just says, impoverished people living on pennies, $30 annual stipend a month. Politicians have tried to fix the problem. Rep. Jennifer Wexton from Virginia introduced the bill in 2019 to raise the allowance to $60. Do you know what this stipend is?
I don't know.
Okay. It didn't even get a hearing. I was shocked. Wexton says it's about dignity for these people. And then the person goes on, my comments on this is a disgrace. Yet we keep spending billions of dollars on the immigration program and other costly programs that should always take a back burner to the important priorities. Take care of our own first and always. So I don't know what this $30 stipend is that they want to raise
Well,
to $60.
Well, I think some of the nursing homes, when people go in, they take their whatever pension, their Social Security or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and they did the same thing with the veterans too. Oh, by the way, in the old soldiers' homes, and so they must just give them that kind of a stipend so that they can buy not much.
$30 a month?
$30
What are you
a
supposed
month.
to do with
Yeah,
that?
nothing, not much. Yeah,
Guess not.
not much. But I think that's probably what they referred to, and I have to agree with her too on that one.
But it never went anywhere.
But no, it never went anywhere. But the other piece of it, the nursing homes, you know, I used to always say it's all about the money for them, but it's tough for them too because they have a hard time having staff because they don't pay enough money, and so if they want to pay more money, you know. Although there are a lot of for-profit ones that
Yeah.
do just nicely, you know, but and I'm sure it didn't go anywhere. But she's right,
Yeah,
you know.
It is.
What are you going to? I mean, I'm trying to think. You couldn't even buy too many bars of candy if you, you know, or
Oh, 30
you know,
bucks, yeah.
Really?
$30. What can you
That's
buy?
a buck a day.
Yeah.
I know, I know.
You can't even buy
I
a
know.
candy bar a day.
No,
more
no,
than- they're
no,
more
because
than a
everything, especially now when everything's so expensive.
Yeah.
Really.
So I don't know.
But I think that's what they're referring to.
All right. Big story on the front page of today's call. Former Woonsocket police officer, former executive director of the Woonsocket Housing Authority, and former Woonsocket City Councilor, Bob Morrow, was arrested on Friday for domestic stalking and cyber stalking of an ex-girlfriend.
All of them?
I'm sorry, what?
Say those names. Oh,
he was a
oh,
former
Bob.
police officer.
Oh, okay.
No,
I
it was just
thought-
one person.
Oh, one person. I was going
Yes.
to say when you were saying that, all three. Okay.
No,
Oh,
just
no,
one-
that's
just
true.
one.
That's what he was. Yeah, those are all.
He
his-
had all
yeah.
those titles.
All those titles. Yes, he
Yep.
did. Yeah.
Now he goes on to say, well, first of all, he was arrested Friday night around 7:15. He was at Kay's restaurant. They came in, they got him, took him out, and he was later on released later that evening on a special bail hearing. And he goes on to say, "There's two sides to every story, and everything will get sorted out in court at the proper time." So, yeah, he was dating this someone that they are no longer dating, and she's claiming a lot of things, and he's saying no. So, but I know I gotta get. I know we got the charges here. Okay, he's charged with in district court 1 count domestic stalking, which is a felony, as well as 1 count of domestic cyber stalking and 1 count of domestic disorderly conduct, which are misdemeanors. So he's got a few charges against him. So you can read the entire story. It's on the front page of today's call by Stella Lawrence. Everything that happened that's got to do with his arrest and his dealings with this woman that he was dating for a little while, and it doesn't seem to be anymore. So that's on the front page of today's call. The other thing we get in the news, I'd like to announce right now that I am not running for Congress. There's more people coming out saying they're not running than people say they are
Yeah,
running.
Exactly. I was
So-
surprised with folks. I thought she's.
Folks said no. That's
I
right.
know.
And
She's
Helena
actually
Folks,
very good.
she ran for governor
Yeah.
in Rhode Island,
Yeah.
You say so.
and and lost.
Well, no, yeah, she did lose. Yeah, but CVS, she was
She was head of CVS for
head of
quite a while.
CVS for a while. She's a businesswoman.
Yeah.
Very smart woman. She
She
lost in the primary.
She was running against Dan McKee.
Yeah.
And people were saying, boy, if it was one more week, maybe 2, she would have beaten Dan McKee.
Yeah.
But she ran out of time.
Yeah.
And that's too bad. And so now they said, gee, you did so well running against Dan McKee. Maybe you should think about running for Congress. And so she has now come out and said no. Sandra Cano, though,
Yeah.
who was a representative, she has come out and says she is going to run. So now we get two. Sabina Matos, our lieutenant governor, and now Sandra Cano. They do say they are running. She is a Democratic state senator from District 8, and she says she is running. She says that she decided to toss her hat into the ring after speaking with people and gaining overwhelming community support. She also explored the subject further while communicating with the other state officials in Congress. They said, yeah, it's a good idea. So we'll see if anyone else decides to announce that they are not running. What about you, Linda?
Yeah.
We got another no.
I'm not either.
Ed, you and I cannot run here in Rhode
I
Island.
really wanted to.
I bet you did.
You could always. And Ed is thinking of moving back to Rhode Island. So
There
they
you
Just
go.
so I can
There
run?
you go. So you can run. That's right. There's another bill in
Don't start trouble, Linda.
that was just a joke.
Thank you.
All right.
let's see. There's something else I wanted to bring up in Rhode Island. No, Massachusetts, because we had the bill about the
I'm not running for anything in
the sports
Massachusetts.
betting. No,
either.
you're not. Okay. Can I?
Is there anybody on the other side of the aisle running for?
Not for Republicans. No, at least not yet.
Wow.
There's talk that Alan Fung may do it, but he has not announced anything.
Because who was that? The one that ran against David Cicilline. What was his name? Used to run against him several times. Lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of his name. Yeah.
So, I don't know. So it's tough. The Republican Party is not incredibly strong in Rhode
I
Island.
know, but
Neither is in Massachusetts either, right?
those two young.
Okay. Well, we talked about banning the sports betting with the incentives
Yeah.
in Mass. Now there's another. This is not statewide, but up in Boston, there's a Boston City Council. They're considering a ban. They want to stop the sale of the small nip bottles.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And Richard Arroyo has filed a motion for a hearing on the proposal. He says the small bottles have become a littering problem in the city. Well, it's been a littering problem for years.
Everywhere. Everywhere.
As they cannot be recycled under state law. Why? Because they're too small?
I don't know.
You can't put them in the little bottle return machines.
I don't know.
Okay. State law says they can't be recycled. Okay, so people just throw them out the window. Several cities and towns have banned the small bottles on the local level. Chelsea, Newton, Massachusetts have done that, and now he wants to do it in Boston. Okay, it may cut down the littering problem a little, but all you got to do is run down to Milton or Braintree, buy them there, drive back,
Yeah.
throw them out the window again.
There was something afoot though that was. It was. I saw it in Rhode Island, I believe, that they wanted to put a deposit on them,
I've heard that.
so that
a
if they
while,
did a deposit, maybe people would bring them back.
but they wanted it to be a significant deposit. I mean, make it like $5. or
I heard 10 cents.
Well, that's not to me. That's not incentive enough.
No.
Yeah. The regular bottles, soda bottles, beer bottles is 5 cents.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't. If you make it 10, yeah, okay, it's double the 5, but I don't think it's big enough
No.
to do it. If you slap a $5 tax on a $3 bottle, people might start bringing them back.
Well,
to get their
the
money
thing
back.
is that they're absolutely right because it is a nuisance. They're everywhere.
They are everywhere.
They're everywhere.
So, but we'll see if it goes anywhere because how much money.
And they fit down the storm drains too, so they get.
Yes, they do. So
no,
they gotta,
they do.
They got to head on out.
That's not. It's a.
It is, and it's a nuisance, and
It is.
And they get kicked up on your lawn. So
Yes,
when you
they
mow,
do.
When you mow your lawn,
Yes,
you
they
don't even
do.
know you're running over it until it shoots out.
People driving down the road, throw
Yeah.
them out the window. Yeah.
Because I don't have to return them,
But no, I know.
and they're small enough. Maybe no one will see me
Right.
throwing these out.
But
It's
I mean,
not like throwing out a large
well,
like
actually,
McDonald's
you shouldn't be
container.
driving down the road and drinking and,
drink-
having
well,
one.
But they're so small and
Nobody will notice,
no one will notice. It will take you 5 seconds to drink that little
and
bottle.
especially since you throw it out the window,
Nope, it's gone.
it's gone.
Yeah, and it's not my problem anymore now.
This is true.
And so that's what happens because they're everywhere. I see the most one I see is for some kind of cinnamon fireball whiskey. Seems to be the most popular one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but that's what I've seen.
Fireball.
Is that
I
it
think
is
it's
called Fireball?
Fireball. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not for me.
No.
Too hot.
I think the college kids like that though.
Well,
Yeah.
cheap,
Yeah.
easy to hide,
Yeah. Yeah.
easy to dispose of.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's actually perfect
Yeah.
for them. So there, you can get them into. Not that I'm advising this, but it's easy to get them into the college basketball games
Yeah.
if you don't want to spend the $24 for the beer. That's there.
true, yeah.
These nips can fit in
Yeah.
anywhere.
Anyway, portable.
Very portable, and if maybe you slip them to a girl. Hey, slip this into. You got
Yeah.
a ton of pockets in your
Yeah.
pocketbook. Put it in
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
and then you get right in. Here's take 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So, all right. So that's what's going on there. We're gonna take another break here on the Coffee and program. More coming your way, and we ask you to please stick around. Comments, questions, 766-1240.
Hi, this is Dr. Eugenio Fernandez Jr. from Astena's Pharmacy. It's not too late to get your flu shot and the new Cobra booster. You can even get them both in the same visit. Vaccines reduce your risk of serious illness or hospitalization. Protect yourself and those around you. Call your doctor or pharmacy today. For more information, visit health.ri.gov/flu. That's health.ri.gov/flu.
This message is brought to you by the Rhode Island Department of Health and the Rhode Island Broadcasters Association.
You can depend on us for public service. ON Radio.
All right, it's Coffee in here on ON, AM and FM. Thanks for joining us this morning. Linda Tebow, Ed Carew, and this is Joe Callahan. I think I remember this story from last year on a national level. See if it rings a bell with you guys. For many men watching the NCAA tournament, this is prime time. It is planned for this time of year for a lot of men to get vasectomies. And I think I remember hearing this story last year. There's a very simple reason for it. But let me read you the story. Urologist Alexander Rozansky with the University of Texas Health System says the end of the calendar year is the most popular time for vasectomies, followed by March Madness. Dr. Rozansky says that's because a lot of men can or do schedule time off, which is recommended when they undergo that surgery. He says sitting on the couch watching college basketball is a good way to recover because it reduces the risk of bleeding and wound opening. And since I'm going to sit here, watch basketball all day, I don't have to go to work, and I'm just recouping. So they plan the procedure for March Madness time.
There you go.
That's why.
Okay.
And at the end of the year, all I can think is the Super Bowl, but that's not really the end of the year, unless a lot of people take time off at the end of the year, so maybe then.
It's the beginning of the year.
End of the year into the they plan it like for the day after Christmas. I've taken this week off between Christmas and New Year's, so here's my recuperation time. So that's one time to do it. The other time is March Madness.
Nice,
It's the perfect excuse. I just have to sit here. I can't move too much, and all these basketball games are on. But I think I remember reading the exact same story last year, and that men plan
Doesn't
it.
ring a bell.
No, okay. Well, I'm going to give this to you so you can keep it for next year.
Oh, okay.
See if it comes up again. And so it's the perfect time to recoup. And then when Monday rolls around, you have the procedure on the Wednesday.
Yeah.
You have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to recoup. By Monday, you're okay.
Go to
and
work.
Back to work time.
Back to work.
And
Okay.
so there you go.
Well, there you go.
All right. There's a soldier. Any thoughts, Ed? No, you want to stay away
No,
from it?
nothing.
Nothing about it. Okay. There's an Army sergeant. He's at Fort Knox in Kentucky. Is that where the gold is?
Yes.
Fort Knox in Kentucky. Okay. He's building quite the medal collection. U.S. Army Master Sergeant Annette. Oh, it's a woman. Sorry about that. I just assumed it was a man. But Annette Malicio has completed 13 Ironman triathlons since 2017. If you don't know what an Ironman triathlon is, you know what a marathon is. 26.3 miles, 26.2 miles. The Ironman is a 2.4 mile swim
swim.
Then it's a 112-mile bike ride, and then it's a 26-mile marathon, all in consecutive order. Mm-hmm. That's what the Ironman is. And she has completed 13 of these.
Wow.
I mean, how many, can you do 2 a year without destroying your body?
Wow.
And I don't know.
God, do one in a lifetime.
Most people can't.
Now,
Most people can't.
she is 44, so she's in
bless
great.
her.
She's in great shape for 44 then.
I guess.
But also suffers from PTSD after a taxing deployment overseas in Iraq, and this is how she
That's probably
deals.
that's how she copes.
That's
Yeah,
how she copes
That's how she handles
with it,
Yeah.
because she spends at least 20 hours a week training for these races.
Right.
Wow. She's the mother of 2, and she has 2 more races planned for later this year.
Wow. God bless. Good for her.
I mean, and they're not held, just down the road.
No, no.
You have to
go to it. Yeah.
to where they are, which is
Yeah.
basically on either coast.
Yeah.
Because they usually do
Yeah.
the swimming
Yeah.
in the ocean.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a wonderful. I mean, that's what a test that is to you as to the physical being.
Yeah.
Because maybe you can run really well, but how many people can swim a lot?
swim.
You
Yeah.
have to be an excellent swimmer.
Yeah.
I mean, most people can ride a bike, but can you? Can you do that? But there's a lot of skills involved with that. Boy,
And
I'm impressed.
And when you say, it's a 2.4 mile swim, so it's basically 1.2 miles out, and then you've got it's
Yeah.
1.2 miles
In the
back
ocean.
in the
In
ocean.
the ocean.
And you go, miles. Oh, that's not bad.
You're not doing
Oh, yeah.
laps in a pool.
That's
It's-
right.
It's in the ocean. No, that's
you try
Wow.
doing that.
The
And
skills you have to have
how
for that.
exhausted you'll be after
Yeah.
5 minutes.
yeah.
And yeah, you do have to know how to ride a bike. And have you ever
Yes,
seen?
you do.
Have you ever seen video of adults that never learned how to ride a bike try to ride a bike?
Really?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
humorous
No.
Yeah.
because they are they are really scared.
Yeah.
and they don't have that skill. And boy, it's true. Once you say they have that skill, by the way, that never leaves you.
No.
You can, if you've learned how to ride a bike as a kid, you always know how to ride
Right,
a bike,
right.
which is great. But
But
to
that
watch
kind
someone
of-
try
But
to ride a
that
bike,
kind
they
of
can't.
riding, you're racing. You're
Yes,
not.
you're
You're
trying
not. You're not going ambling down a
Oh, no,
bike
no.
path. You're racing. Yeah.
Yes, you're putting on the helmet.
Yeah.
And you're
You're going.
you're going very
Yeah.
fast. So
The
okay.
skills, boy, I'm impressed.
And you'd be exhausted after the swim, and then you
Yeah.
got to get out, dry off, change. 'Cause you got to put on
Well,
those
you
cool
don't-
shorts
yeah,
that
you-
bike riders wear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you don't want that abrasiveness.
Yeah.
Maybe be starting a fire there. So, all right. So best of luck to her. So
Wow.
that's really impressive that she can take care of that. So here's something you don't want to do. This happened in Toledo, Ohio. A man's facing charges after he allegedly assaulted an Ohio police officer with a bag of beer cans. Swung it at him. Christopher Dasher on Saturday was being questioned by Toledo police when he swung his bag of beer cans at the officers, and then he dug his fingers into the eye of one of the officers. Oh. So that police officer suffered a cut on his eyelid and has broken blood vessels in the eye. Yikes. And there's only one way that heals, right? Just time?
Yeah. Time. Yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
really do anything for
No,
it.
no.
Okay. Now he's facing charges of felony assault. So it sounds like initially when I read the story, I'm like, I thought he was hitting with like full beer cans, but it sounds like it's one of those people that go around and pick up empty cans
Oh yeah.
to try to turn them into for deposits and things like that. And I guess he just got sick of the discussions and he swung the can at the cans at the cop. So
Don't do that.
no, you shouldn't do that. That's a bad thing, and I hope the cop is doing okay. You ever have broken blood vessels in your eye,
No.
Ed?
Don't want
No.
to.
No,
Don't
it's
wanna.
not pleasant.
No. No.
No,
No.
and it looks awful
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure.
because you're everything white and
Is
your eye
red-
goes
is
red.
red, yeah, yeah.
And people always ask, "What's the matter with you?"
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
you look like the devil. This is what you look
Not
like.
good.
So.
You look not good at all.
No. All right, Papa John's Pizza is in trouble.
Oh.
What they do now?
Yeah, well, they are accused of violating the Americans with Disabilities Act.
Why?
Well, it looks like it's alleged that they fired a blind man before he could even start work. So kudos to them, I thought, for hiring someone blind. I don't know what they can do at Papa John's if you're blind. Maybe just legally blind. Maybe you can still see. Maybe you can run the cash register or something like that. But anyway, the EEOC says the man was hired at a location in Athens, Georgia, and was told it would be no problem if he comes to work with his service dog. Okay. However, the pizza chain later terminated the man's employment after he filed all the official paperwork that you got to fill out when you start a job. And according to the EEOC, a committee later determined the service animal would pose a health and safety risk at the restaurant. So that's why they fired him.
Probably would. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Although, it's probably just going to lay there at the owner's feet. But do you want a service animal in the kitchen area of the restaurant?
It's probably against the state laws from the health department.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they're going with.
Yeah.
But now this Equal Employment Opportunity Committee is saying no.
But the thing is, so if you have a service dog, you can certainly go to a restaurant and have your service dog with you.
Yeah, but you're not preparing
But
food.
you're not preparing the
Yes.
food. Yeah, it just kind of lays under the table there and not preparing the food.
So can you be an employee at Papa John's and not be in the kitchen?
Well, sure you
Because if
could.
he's legally blind, I
He
don't
could-
think he's going to be preparing
No,
food.
but he could be doing something else. He could be cleaning off the tables and
That would be okay.
you
wouldn't
know,
it? Papa John's doesn't have many tables.
No, I was
No,
going
they
to say
don't.
that's
They're
mostly
a
a
takeout.
takeout.
mostly a takeout place.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I remember when they were here in Woonsocket, I
Yeah.
think they had 2 tables
Tables, yeah.
in their place, but there was
Well,
come
the only
in.
thing, as you said, maybe the cashier
That's the only thing I can think of because you don't really want them
in the kitchen.
in the kitchen putting pizzas in the oven, and he can't deliver them.
no.
So what does that leave other than sweeping up? I don't know, but I like the idea, Ed, that you brought up that it's a health risk to have the dog, even if it is a service dog, in the kitchen area.
Yeah.
It just makes sense on the state level. They still filed the complaint
Yeah, I'm sure.
against Papa John's just to see what they can
Yeah.
where it can go, and we'll see. I'm sure Papa John's will fight it. All right. Anything else fun going on? Everything else is lousy stuff going on in the news. It's not any good. Ed, have you seen any good movies lately? Have you seen any movies lately?
I haven't seen any movies, no.
No.
Other than the movies I watch on my iPad or on
No,
TV or
how about
something.
how about in the theater?
No, I haven't been to a theater in years.
Okay.
Me neither. No,
Okay.
me neither.
And the only thing I see advertised is, I guess they're always superhero movies,
Uh-huh.
and I go that's just not for me.
No.
I'm like I'm looking for a movie that's got the decent story. No one dies. I don't need a lot of gratuitous violence for no reason. I don't need to see supernatural things happening. Just I like a decent screenplay. And
There seem to be a lot of scary movies out there.
I say I don't do scary
me
movies either.
neither. Me neither.
So
you know?
I don't need to be scared.
Yeah, me neither.
There's enough
Just-
scary stuff in life.
I was going to say there's enough real scary stuff in life without
Yeah.
making up some stuff.
Making
yeah.
up stuff, and I don't need
Yeah.
to see slasher stuff. Although my daughter loves that stuff.
Yeah,
So it's like,
I
I said, well, you go see it with your friends and have
Yeah.
yourself a wonderful time. But I'm not taking you.
Yeah.
So it's not for me. So
Yeah, that and zombie movies.
she likes those too, and
She
I keep
likes those
saying,
too,
yeah, and
yeah.
but I keep telling her they're not real. And I think the younger generation thinks a zombie apocalypse
Yeah.
is actually going to take place.
Oh no, they're smarter than
Oh,
that.
I hope
Yeah.
so.
They've got to be smarter. No, the only movie that I was wanting to see that came out was that 80 for Brady, because that seemed
Yep.
like it was going to be just funny.
Right.
Because the women in that are really funny people.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, I think, they started over at the senior center. Steve is bringing back the movie and pizza thing on a Friday afternoon, and they said they were going to have.
They want to see that one?
They were bringing in the 80
Okay.
for Brady. You want to be entertained, and you want to laugh, or
Yeah,
and not have to think too much. Just be entertained,
I know that that new movie. I think it did well at the Academy Awards. The Whale. Have you heard about this movie
Yeah.
with Brendan Fraser?
Yeah.
I read up on it. I said, all right, it looks kind of good, but it also looks like a tearjerker.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh. Do I don't want to go
it's
and
too-
cry?
No. No.
No, I don't want to do that either.
No, if I'm going to watch something light,
A little lighthearted.
funny, not have to think. We have to think about too many other things in the world.
And yeah, I think the last movie I actually sat down to watch was that I hadn't seen was the Elvis movie. So
People
I thought that was
went
terrific.
to see that,
Yeah,
they
I'd like
thought
to
it
see
was
that one.
really, really good.
Yeah.
They said it was really good. Yeah.
So I was happy I got to see
You did.
that.
You saw it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We got time just right that HBO was giving their free preview weekend, and Elvis was on.
Really?
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will watch it right here.
Yeah.
So, I like when things work out like that. It's funny. I've got the other movie channels. I hardly watch any movies on them, and because I look at what's offered. No. If I want to see Friday the 13th, plenty of opportunity.
Yeah.
But
No,
I
thanks.
don't- no,
No,
I saw them. I saw the first one. I saw the third one because it was in 3D. And my buddy said, "Oh, let's go see it. This will be great." It wasn't. Although the 3D was really good. But the movie itself, give me the creeps. Anyway, all right, we've come to the end of the program. Thanks for listening in, everyone. Always appreciated. Ed Crew, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for inviting me.
Keep an eye on those banks, please. And look out for those cockroaches.
They ain't got any of those.
All right, they could be anywhere, though.
They could be.
All right, Linda Thiel, thanks for coming in.
My pleasure.
All right, this is Joe Callahan. Have a great day, everyone. Stay tuned. Lisa Casafaro is coming up next with the Woonsocket Prevention Coalition. Then it's Do You Remember with Gary Smith and the crew here on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON